Relegation candidates we are not, and we have already qualified for the playoffs in our first season in the Championship. And it is still mathematically possible that we could actually win the title. But we will have to win both our remaining games, and we will need results to go for us in the other games. It is highly unlikely, but still possible. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 35, Season 4, and we are still here at Elgin City. And if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. What a crazy season it has been. And there were times when we looked out of it, there are times when we were back in it, and there were times recently when it looked like we could possibly win the championship. And winning the championship is possible, but highly unlikely now. And we will have to win our final two games at home to Ayr United and away at third place Hamilton. And we will also need to rely on Falkirk losing both of their games. Highly unlikely scenario, but let's have a look at what's happened on the pitch since you were last here. And when you were last here, you saw us beating Caelty Hearts by a single goal to nil, and following that up with a very, very exciting 3-2 victory against Kilmarnock. We then followed that with a 2-0 victory over Wraith Rovers, and suddenly we were only 2 points behind the leaders. But a very poor performance at home to St Johnstone meant that we have lost ground, and it's highly unlikely now that we will win the championship. And so we come to the final two games, and this is how it's going to work today. We are going to play the home game against Ayr United, and if it is still possible to win the championship, then we will play the second game against Hamilton. However, if Falkirk have already won the title by then, we will go straight to the first leg of the playoffs and see how we get on in our first attempt to get into the Premiership. And so before we go to that, there are a couple of candidates for the goal of the session, and so get voting. What is your preference? Pick your favourite, and let's see what we think is the goal of the season and compare that to the fans' choice of goal of the season. Well, I know which one I'll be voting for, but now it's time to go to the first of the two games today, and we will be playing Ayr United at home, a game we should be winning, but I don't feel very confident because whenever this team plays somebody 8th, 9th or 10th in the league, we always have an embarrassing draw, or even worse, a highly embarrassing defeat. And so we have to try and build them up somehow. A win would be nice. A win and a defeat for Falkirk would be even nicer. But I think it's probably the end of the road now. And after this, we'll be going to the semi-final. But you never know. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today is Hiddleston in goal, Wilson, Mackenzie, Malaspina and MacDonald at the back, Lennon, Hamilton, Whittaker and Bowen in midfield, and Baker Richardson and Martinazzi up front. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Martinazzi is quite nervous, I don't know why, but it might be because he is out of form and he needs to get back into form. And I'm going to tell my forwards that I want you to give us the edge in attack today. Let's get out there, win this match. But straight away, Ayr United have got off to the better start. But we do have a throw-in, and here's McDonald. McDonald, he's looking to get a cross in. He can't. Bowen fires it back to McDonald. Is that a penalty, referee? It looks like a penalty to me. And Baker Richardson will have the chance to put us a goal up very early on, and that will be a perfect start for us. Although we have a lot of perfect starts, and they never seem to come to anything, but we are a goal ahead. We were a goal ahead early on against St Johnstone, and we didn't make the most of it. Let's hope we're going to make the most of it here today. And it is Baker Richardson continuing on his goal-scoring form. Although just a penalty, but you've got to score them. And it is Elgin City 1, Ayr United 0, and that may jump us up into the table, up to second maybe. Yep, we are now in second, and we are 3 points behind Falkirk, who have suddenly gone ahead against Queen of the South. So we are now 5 points behind Falkirk. We need Queen of the South to do something very special today, but we also need to hold on to this victory here, and we're not going to. It's 1-1. This is so typical of what we do. It's now Elgin City 1, Ayr United 0. They are a team right at the bottom of the table. I am expecting this. We never beat teams at the bottom of the table, and today I don't think is going to be any different. And we did this last week against St Johnstone, scored early and then lost the game late on. And I feel this is how it's going to go today. We are dominating everything again. As the corner comes in, it's not met, and Baker Richardson picks it up. He needs support, looking inside for McDonald. McDonald looking over the top for Bowen. Bowen's headed down, and Martinazzi has put one away. It's now 2-1 to Ayr United. Perhaps we're going to break this losing streak against lower teams lower than us in the table. But it has been given offside. Martinazzi was offside, so let's forget about that. We're dominating everything. Possession, chances, our XG is way greater than theirs, yet we cannot beat teams who are below us in the league. And I don't know why that is. We don't seem to have any trouble, really, against mid-table teams. And there's a chance, and it's a great save. And we don't seem to really have much bother against much stronger teams. But teams lower in the league, we just give them the game. And it is Elgin coming forward again. Martinazzi couldn't get the header, but Whittaker's bursting through. A chance for Whittaker, he's hit the post. And it's not going to be our day. And I don't know what FM is up to. This is the craziest game, the craziest season I've ever known. Bowen with the corner. It's just not going to go in. And here come Ayr United. They will break now and score, I've absolutely no doubt. And here they come, marauding up the pitch. We need to close him down. He's going to get a strike on goal, and it goes over the bar. This is just the craziest game that I have ever known, and certainly the craziest season, because we're absolutely hammering them again. And we cannot win this football match. And this is so common for this Elgin team. I don't know what it is. And here is Martinazzi. Martinazzi looks for Wilson. The highlight comes to an end. I am not happy with this team, and I am going to berate them because this is not good enough. And up front, we are playing very, very well, but it's not going in. We've had 11 shots, 4 have been on target, 1 goal. And we've had a goal disallowed. It's just one of those things. And hopefully, we're going to get back into this game and start winning this football match, because I'm getting fed up of losing to teams lower than us in the league. Games we should be winning easily. But here come Ayr United, but they've been robbed, and Wilson finds Mackenzie to Lennon, all the way back to the goalkeeper. And there's a long punt forward. He's looking for Martinazzi, but Martinazzi is nowhere near it. But here is Martinazzi looking for Baker Richardson, who puts it in. It's got to be that man. It's his second goal of the game. It is now 2-1. Thoroughly deserved. We do need to be getting more shots on goal. And at halftime, I think I need to have a look at where our shots are coming from. But that's how we do it. Get it into the box, and then we're going to have a better chance of scoring. Sometimes I think we're taking too many long shots. Let's have a look at the other results. Falkirk are beating Queen of the South, and so we are at the moment nowhere near possible to win the championship, but I think we might have gone up to second place, which will be better than finishing in fourth. We do have to play Hamilton, though, in the final game, but we need to win this one first. And there's a lovely ball through, and it's fired over the bar. Martinazzi has not been the success story that I wanted him to be, and it's very sad. I think he's only scored 3 goals since he's arrived, and it's quite sad. He's got such good attributes for this level. He just maybe is too young, and there was too much pressure on him to perform. Or maybe it's just because Baker Richardson decided, I'm going to be the man. However, we are still 2-1 up here against Ayr United. There are a lot of highlights, actually, and I want to check. Are we on key highlights? And we aren't. Here come United again. They hit the crossbar, and every time they break, it looks like they are going to score. Every time we get somewhere near the goal, it looks like we're not going to score. And it is, though. We are in second place still, on goal difference from St Johnstone, and at half-time, I'm going to tell these boys I am not happy, and they need to buck up their ideas a little bit. And we need to get out there and start scoring some goals from the chances we are creating. But it is Ayr United again, and they are having a lot of chances recently, and we've headed it clear, but it comes out to Young. I think I'm going to push the lines up. I think I'm just fed up of not being a threat. So I'm going to push the lines up, and we're going to play the tempo a little bit quicker, well, a lot quicker. See if that helps. Ayr United have suddenly had 11 attempts on goal from somewhere, and that means they've changed the way they're playing. So we're going to change the way we're playing now. We're going to press them harder, and I think maybe let's have a look at how we are pressing. We're going to counter press, and we're going to get in their face now. We're going to try and win this football match. I'd rather lose it than not score anymore. It's just ridiculous that we don't score many goals. We have got Martinazzi, who's probably the best forward in terms of attributes in this league, and he just can't seem to score a goal. And I don't know what's wrong. Here's a chance. It's Baker Richardson this time who fires it over the bar from 8 yards. That's the story of Elgin City. We scrape wins. We don't win very well. We scrape victories. And so we've made a couple of changes to the midfield. I think it might be the midfield who are having poor games, and they're just not creating chances. Here is Lennon to Mackenzie, although how can we not be creating chances when we have 18 shots on goal? Their ratings were very poor, and I'm not quite sure why they should be so poor. But here comes McDonald trying to work it down the left. He links up with Hamilton to Lennon. I'm just very, very confused as to how we just create so many chances, and there's like a long shunt up the field, and they'll probably score from this. And here is Todd to Hamilton inside to Lennon, we've just got a hold on now. Lennon over the top to Martinazzi, and it is 3-1. Finally, Martinazzi has scored, and I just played him because I don't have anyone else other than Pasnik to play up front. And finally, he has repaid my faith in him. Long ball over the top, and composed, he just dinked it in as the keeper came rushing out. Elgin City 3, Ayr United 1. We're a bit more comfortable now. St Johnstone have lost a little bit of ground, have they? St Johnstone are being beaten by Kilmarnock, and so we are now sitting in second place. But Falkirk, it looks to me like Falkirk have won the championship. They will be 5 points clear at the end of today, and that's that. But we do need to concentrate on winning our games and finishing in second or third. We don't want to finish fourth. But here come Ayr United. They do have a chance, and there's a goal. It's not over yet here, as we are now just going to gift this game late in the game to Ayr United. We are not tired. We are not playing badly. And so I struggle to believe what is happening. This is exactly the same now as what happened against St Johnstone. And maybe I don't want to reduce the tempo. That's what I did last time. And they do have another chance. And there's a long ball over the top. Todd collects it. And he passes it back to Hiddleston. Hiddleston with a long ball over the top. But we won't win that. And here is Lennon. Lennon to Richardson. Richardson to Hamilton. And here's Pasnick. What can you do? And Pasnick finds a ball inside. And it has gone in. Connor Smith has made it 4-2. This is just crazy. I don't know what is going on. But I do know that I need to make a couple of changes. And there's a couple of tired players now. And it just is a silly game at the moment. No teams know what they're doing. Is it just tiredness? And is it just because we are part-time? They don't train only twice a week. And maybe they've just got very, very tired. And so we've made a couple of changes. We've just brought Liam Dick on to give him a run out because he's coming back from injury. And here is Todd. Todd looking for Martinazzi. Martinazzi, can he get across into the box? No, he can't. And it's going to be cleared by Ayr United. I wouldn't write Ayr United off yet because here they come. Little ball through the middle. And this looks interesting. This looks like he might score, and he drives one wide of the post. And maybe pushing the line-up has helped because long shots like that we should be able to deal with. And St Johnstone are now losing 3-1 to Kilmarnock. And Hamilton, what are Hamilton up to? They're not playing today, are they? We will need to beat Hamilton or to get a draw against Hamilton. And it is full-time anyway here. Let's think about Hamilton later. We have beaten Ayr United by 4-2 and finally beaten a team who are way down in the league. And that sets us up, I think, for the semi-final. Because it looks to me like Falkirk have won the championship. And so what we will do now is I will play through the final game against Hamilton, and then we will come back for the semi-final. And we are back, and we did beat Hamilton by 2-0 in the final game, which meant that we finished in second, and we are 2 points behind Falkirk. And so that defeat against St Johnstone cost us big time. If we'd beaten St Johnstone, we would have won the title. But it was not to be, and I am a little confused by how the playoffs happen, because if we go to the promotion playoffs first round, Hamilton will play St Johnstone. There is only one game. And then in the next game, in the second round, we will play either winner of Hamilton or St Johnstone. There is nothing after that. So it's possible that we will have to play after that the winner of the championship playoffs. And that's why there is such a big gap between the games. So I think we'll just go on and see what happens. And we'll go and play our first game, which will either be against Hamilton or St Johnstone. And so St Johnstone beat Hamilton by a 1-0 over the 2 legs, and we will now play against St Johnstone over 2 legs. And who knows what will happen over the next couple of weeks. I think now, though, it's time to go and kick some balls. And so it's pretty much an unchanged team since the last time, and we have Hiddleston in goal with Todd, Wilson, Malaspina and Dick at the back, Lennon, Whittaker, Smith and Bowen in midfield, with Baker Richardson and Martinazzi up front. And who knows what's going to happen here. We don't have a very impressive record against St Johnstone, but it is over 2 legs, and who knows what's going to happen. And I'm just going to be gentle on them. Nobody expects you to win Go out there and make a difference, though. Make me proud. And let's see what happens. It's the biggest games of our lives. And if we can get a result in this semi-final, it'll be awesome. If not, not to worry. We are certainly, as a part-time team, not good enough to be playing in the Premiership. And so it'll scare me to death if I do have to go into a transfer window and try to put a team together for the Championship. But they are in, and they almost score. We had a big gap in the middle there. Our central defenders were not focused there, and we were lucky to get away with that. But it's St Johnstone 0, Elgin 0. Certainly nothing has happened as yet. St Johnstone are the dominant team in terms of chances created, but we do have the majority of possession as per usual. And it is a big game. We are fairly good at playing in big games. As long as we don't get humiliated, then that will be fine. I think we are as good as St Johnstone, and I think we do also need to stop them playing out wide. And they are in with a chance, and it's hit the post, and I think that they are getting far too much space on that right-hand side, and we need to close that right-hand side down, I think. It is a bit of a worry that they seem to be playing at will down that right-hand side. But they do have a corner again. They are having all the highlights. And there's a chance, and they have scored. We've struggled always against St Johnstone. And hopefully, though, we can just hold on to this, and we'll go a little bit more positive in the second half. But at the moment, St Johnstone are just murdering us, and we are not defending very well. Sometimes this happens. This team decides they're going to have a bad game, and it happens. But as long as it's only 1-0, we'll hopefully keep it till half-time and then put together a much more positive approach in the second half and try to catch them by surprise. And it is only 1-0 at half-time, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to up everything. We're controlling possession, and I think what we will do is we will now go a little bit more attacking. We're going to push our lines up, give them a bit of a fright, I think. We're going to get in their face, and we're going to probably, we're going to get stuck into them as well and give them a little bit of a fright and see if that can change the game. And that is the game plan, to try and keep it to almost nothing at halftime. But now we're going to up the tempo a little bit and try and get in their face. And that is a thought. Let's have a look at the tempo. No, tempo's fine. And maybe we can pull this game round. We're not playing very well at the back. We're not playing very well up front either. In fact, we're not playing very well at all. And I need to, shout at them and demand more. This is not good enough. As here comes St Johnstone. St Johnstone's are in with a chance, but it's a good block, and we can counter. Here's Martinezzi to Baker Richardson to Bowen. Can we get a goal on the break here? No, we can't. It's very slow and not playing at as high a tempo as I would like. I'm going to tell them to play at a much higher tempo now, because we need to get the ball from back to front as quick as possible. We're still not creating any chances. I'm going to make some changes. So many players having poor games, and it's all bad again in midfield. Nobody in midfield is having a very decent game. And we have tired players all over the place as well. 1-0 is a fairly decent result away. I don't know how it's going to go in the second leg, but we have lost the first leg again to St Johnstone. We always lose to St Johnstone. They have dominated us, and we were the underdogs, and maybe we'll get a result in the next game. Who knows? But it wasn't to be this time. But we are still in this competition. And so that's it for this episode. We will come back with the next leg against St Johnstone, where we will play them at home. And if we win the tie, we will then go on to show you the final. If not, we'll just round off the episode with the season review, a season we can be very proud of. If you are new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. It's a very happy Elgin City at the moment. Nobody gave us a prayer at the beginning of the season. We were expected to finish 9th. We have finished in 2nd, and we are only a goal behind in the semi-final of the playoff. I know I've been frustrated over the season, but this has been a very, very good season, and we will see you all in the next episode.